The girl playfully pushed the nanny into the fryer. She thought the oil inside was cold, but she had no idea it had already been heated. The nanny's face instantly collapsed in horror, seeing such a terrifying scene. The girls nearby screamed in panic. Chanel hurried to explain that she only meant to scare everyone, never expecting it to turn into a death. The girl with curly hair immediately turned around and tried to call the police, but Chanel stopped her right away, threatening that if she walked out the door today, she would tell the police that she did it.
What? You did that?
That's not how I saw it. And my witnesses agree. Pledges, show of hands. Who will back up my story if I promise that by the end of the year I'll get you all boyfriends? Cool boyfriends? And I'll take you all on my dad's jet to Cancun for spring break.
All y'all rich.
The curly-haired girl felt terrified by the woman in front of her.
Maybe. But I'm rich and I'm pretty, so it doesn't really matter.
Soon, everyone worked together to wrap up the body and move it into the freezer. But girl number 2, who was timid and scared, quickly packed her bags and prepared to leave. Suddenly, her phone received a message. A stranger asked if she dared to open the door. Moments later, the door handle began shaking violently, summoning all her courage. The girl walked over and opened the door, only to find a masked figure standing there. She stumbled backward in fear, but the masked person gently closed the door. Then, his fingers rapidly typed on the phone. The girl quickly looked down to read the message. "Do you want to dance with the devil?" She relaxed a little. It seemed like nothing more than a prank from one of her admirers, so she agreed. The two began dancing together, but less than a minute later, the masked person started texting again. This time, the girl panicked. Before she could even ask what was going on, the masked figure stabbed her. She collapsed to the floor, unconscious. The masked person leaned down to check on her, but suddenly the girl sprang back to life. She kicked him away with all her strength. Struggling, she crawled toward the desk, grabbed her laptop, and tried to send out a distress message. But the masked man slowly stood up behind her. Chien, the girl failed to escape death. Chanel stepped out of her bedroom and immediately sensed something was wrong. One of the windows was mysteriously open. Just as she was about to check it out, a scream came from behind her. When Chanel rushed into the girl's room, she found the place completely trashed. She told her followers to calm down. This had to be the nanny's doing, but the others argued there was no solid evidence. Chanel insisted it was the nanny's revenge. She was coming back to kill them one by one, but then Chanel suddenly realized something and secretly felt relief. If the nanny was still alive, that meant she hadn't actually killed anyone. She wouldn't be charged with murder, and life could go back to normal. One of the girls decided to call the police, but Chanel snatched the phone and threw it away.
Are you kidding me, number 3? What are we gonna tell them? That we burned Miss Pink's face off, thought she was dead, hid the body, then it came back to life and stabbed Chanel number 2 while we were all in the house?
Chanel believed they couldn't call the police until everything was clear. While they were still arguing, the doorbell rang again. It turned out to be a few troublemakers, new members of the sorority. With nowhere to vent her anger, Chanel decided to take it out on them. She ordered her followers to bury the newcomers in the backyard, calling it an initiation ceremony. The girls were terrified of their leader, Chanel, and none of them dared to resist. Unexpectedly, at around 4 a.m., a lawnmower suddenly started up. The girls screamed in terror. The masked figure appeared once again, driving the lawnmower straight toward them.